Favor doesn't just jump. Favor is sought. You seek for favor. Favor doesn't just jump. You seek earnestly for favor. It says you arise and have mercy on Zion for the time to favor her. It means there is a set time that you must seek for. So favor doesn't just jump. Favor is something that you must earnestly seek. Labor is good, but favor is better. You can work very hard, but there is something about working hard with ease. You know, you can diligently labor. You can labor very hard. But when the Lord grants you favor, everything comes with ease. And that's why it's very important that you must seek for favor. Psalm 119, verse 58, the Passion Translation. It says, with all my heart, I seek your favor. Pour out your grace on me as you promise. This is another prayer. It says, with all my heart, I seek your favor. So you need to bring out the all of you to ask for the favor of God. Because there is something about the favor of God. It makes you walk so much, and exploit is brought. You see your life producing a lot of tremendous results. This is Shift Conference this morning. You see, one of the ways you can shift from a point that you are to another point is when the favor of God embarrasses you. You can shift from somewhere to another point when the favor of God embarrasses you. Say, with all my heart I seek. There are places, there are levels that you are in that you need to pray for to leave, because that level has expired. That's why it shifts. There are seasons. Sometimes you can stay on a season and you are celebrating. Wow, I'm doing amazing. I'm doing this business. And that season has long ago expired. Because many times, many people are not sensitive to the new door of favor. So they stay there. And while it's good to celebrate what you have, but there is something more that you can have if you seek Him. If you seek for favor. With all my heart, I seek your favor. Pour out your grace on me as you have promised. Exodus 33, verse 13. Let me show you an example of a man that sought the favor of God. Exodus 33, verse 13. It says, we are told that Moses prayed to God that if you are pleased with me, teach me your ways, so I may know you and continue to find favor with you. Moses prayed to God, if you are pleased with me, teach me your ways. Let me tell you something very interesting. Moses was asking God for wisdom. You see, sometimes when you hear the word favor, you think it's big cars alone. You think it's that great job. You think it's just about promotion. You know, many of us have constrained. We have defined. We have a box definition of what favor is. So when you don't have, when you're not, when probably you are due for marriage and you have not yet married, and there are other things that are happening around your life, you don't know that God has been favoring some other things. Because why? You have a program definition of what favor is. But look at the story of Moses. He prayed to God, say, if you are pleased with me, teach me your ways. He was asking God for wisdom. You know, because wisdom is a form of favor. Wisdom is favor. Wisdom is a kind of favor. So Moses sought for wisdom to lead the people of Israel. Let me show you something, how I know wisdom is a kind of favor. If you look at 1 Kings 3, verse 6 to 9, CEV, Contemporary English Version. 1 Kings 3, verse 6 to 9. It says, Solomon answered, my father David, your servant, was honest and did what he commanded. What was happening here is that King Solomon was taking after his father David. So he went to the mountain Gibeon. And while he was there praying to God on how he was going to lead the people, God asked him, what do you want? Anything you ask of me, I will give you. Solomon did not ask for riches. He didn't ask for any other thing, but he asked for wisdom. He said, you know, I am very young and know so little about being a leader. And now I must rule your chosen people, even though there are too many of them to count. He says, please make me wise and teach me the difference between right and wrong. Then I will know how to rule your people. If you don't, there is no way I could rule this great nation of yours. He needed to exceed his father's level. He needed to rule the people. He did not ask for more riches. He didn't ask for more mansions. He asked for wisdom. Because you see, the labor of fools can weary them because they don't know how to go into the city. There is wisdom. It's possible to labor and labor foolishly, but you can labor wisely. The labor of fools weary them because they don't know how to go into the city. So there is a city that God has set aside for you in this season. But you see, you need the wisdom of God so you can labor wisely. King Solomon could have taken after the father's throne, and the father's throne would have been nowhere anymore. Do you realize that on people that their father has lived a particular life and they handed over their legacy, but making the father die, the business died, the company died, the company is no longer in existence? It's not because the man did not do anything, did not put something on the table, but the children did not labor wisely, so they killed their father's business. King Solomon knew that if he asks for more riches, can have more riches, but he doesn't have what it will take to sustain it. So he asked God. He says, I won't ask for riches, I won't ask for any other thing, but you see, I will ask for wisdom. Give me wisdom as a leader to rule over these great people. And let me tell you something very interesting. King Solomon asked for wisdom, he got it. Now see, wisdom is a kind of favor. If you go down to 2 Chronicles 9 verse 1 to 7, CEV, quickly. 2 Chronicles 9 verse 1 to 7, CEV. It says the queen of Sheba, listen, I'm not sure if we have CEV, KJV, so please just listen. 2 Chronicles 9 verse 1 to 7, CEV, so I can read it when you get home. The queen of Sheba heard of how famous the wisdom made Solomon famous. The queen of Sheba heard how famous Solomon was. So she went to Jerusalem to test him with difficult questions. She took along several of her officials. She traveled all the way from her province. She took along several of her officials and she loaded her camels with gifts of spices, jewels, and gold. When she arrived, she and Solomon talked about everything she could think of. He answered every question, no matter how difficult it was. Listen, thank you, my darling. The queen was amazed at Solomon's wisdom. She was a queen, remember, she had a position. But she traveled all the way with all her officials. She came with a test. I've heard that you are famous. Your wisdom has been spreading around. I have come personally. There's something you know and there's something you come to know personally. So she had to travel. She left her own kingdom. Let me come and test it. She prepared hard questions, very difficult questions. So she brought it with all her officials. Imagine the national embarrassment. Imagine if Solomon had not asked God for wisdom. She brought all of it. The Bible says the queen was amazed at Solomon's wisdom. She was breathless. Number one, when she saw his palace, the food on his table, his officials, all his servants in their uniform, and the sacrifices he offered at the Lord's temple. So you see, Solomon was excellent. Excellence is a kind of favor. Because you see, there is a how to do things. When people come in, it attracts men to you. He says she was breathless. She said, Solomon, in my own country, I had heard about your wisdom and all you have done. But I did not believe it until I saw it with my own eyes. And there is so much I didn't hear about. Do you know what she said? You are greater than I was told. Your people and officials are lucky to be here, where they can listen to the wise things you can say. And listen, in verse 9, the queen of Sheba gave Solomon more than 4 tons of gold, a large amount of jewels, and the best spices anyone had ever seen. So Solomon, because of his wisdom was attracting more favor.